What's happening, everybody? Dom here from Lens Pro to Go and Lens Rentals. Welcome back to the channel. In this week's video, we are going to be checking out the Atomos Ninja V Plus, the update, of course, to the extremely widely used Ninja V. The original Ninja V is a no-brainer solution for an external ProRes RAW HDMI recorder for video up to 4K 60p, offering super image quality and a great user interface on that sharp 5-inch touchscreen LCD. But we're talking about the Ninja V Plus here, and it wouldn't earn that plus if we weren't bumping up those numbers a little bit, right? 8K recording up to 30p, 4K up to 120 FPS, and a 5.2-inch touchscreen LCD. So a very welcomed update that reflects the specs we're starting to see from these newer gen cameras. 8K resolutions, 4K at 120 frames per second. And the Ninja V Plus product page online shows it next to the EOS R5C, but this is still going to be an excellent solution for external recording on lots of other systems, and your only solution for external 8K ProRes RAW recording. So very exciting. I'm also excited to show you all of the little accessories that come in this kit that we rent out with it, because a lot of those got little spruce ups here and there coming from the Ninja V kit. And one last quick piece of information before we really get started here. You may have noticed all of these crazy contraptions on this side of the frame here. These are all accessories that Atomos has sort of like rolled out alongside with the release of the Ninja V Plus. And all of these are going to unlock a lot of really sweet professional applications that you couldn't just do with the camera and monitor pairing themselves. And I am going to get into all these next week. This week, I'm just going to be talking about what comes in our base Ninja V Plus kit, the monitor and the accessories that come with that kit. And next week, I'm going to dive into these accessories, the Atomos Connect, the Atomos Connect 4K, the AtomX Cast, and the 12G SDI module. But for now, let's check out what's in this kit. One Ninja V Plus recorder, one sun hood and sun hood bracket, a hard case, two SSD caddies, one USB-C SSD reader, one DC battery adapter, one NPF battery charger, two Hawkwoods batteries, one DTAP to DC in cable, and a DC power block. Outside this kit, I also have an Angelbird Atom 1TB SSD and the EOS R5C here with me as well. So first, of course, let's chat about this recorder. Physically, it is nearly identical to the Ninja V, the obvious difference being the gunmetal gray finish rather than the black. But other than that, they have identical form factors, and even the LCD screen size seems exactly the same, which is funny because they advertise this as a 5.2-inch display, and it is, but so is the original Ninja's display, which is advertised as a 5-inch, so that's just kind of funny. Honestly, they may be different sizes, I just cannot tell for the life of me. Where you're really going to see the differences between the Ninja V Plus and the Ninja V, aside from the paint job obviously, is internally. Atomos relied on a newly developed Atom IC3 silicone chip, as well as their latest operating system, AtomOS 10, to pull off a lot of the features that went into the V Plus, although the OS 10 is available for the Ninja V as well. This is going to allow for some exciting stuff, namely 8K video recording externally, and the list of cameras that are capable of recording 8K is steadily growing, although on the Ninja V Plus's products page, only the Canon EOS R5 and EOS R5C are listed under the 8K recording category. So this still leaves the discussion open for the Blackmagic Ursa 12K, the Red V Raptor, the 8K Z-Cam, I always forget what those models are called, but unfortunately I do know that as of right now this will not take Sony's 8K recording that comes from the A1, just not yet anyways. One thing to keep in mind for this though, an 8K video signal has to be transferred over a 2.0 grade HDMI cable or better, which are becoming more and more common as the years go by. Just what makes this a little bit challenging for me is currently my only options to record 8K are on cameras with a micro HDMI video output. So I need this cutting edge cable to come in the stupid micro HDMI to full HDMI size. And I wouldn't have had this problem with the 8K video from the Sony A1 and its full size HDMI video output, but it's not supported yet. Anyways, most HDMI cables will still be able to hang with resolutions between like 4 and 8K, namely like 5.7 and 5.9K ProRes RAW recording modes, just up to 60p, which will be a much more common RAW format anyways. The other exciting feature here is 4K at 120 FPS recorded externally, which historically up until this point has always been an internal recording mode on every camera that does it. And oddly enough, this is where Sony is pulled into the conversation and Canon is asked politely to leave. I couldn't get this to work on my EOS R5C here, and so I went and checked the product page again and noticed that the only two cameras listed as supported formats for 4K 120 FPS recording are the FX6 and the FX9, and of course that's with some asterisks. The FX9 needs the FX9 extension unit on the back to be able to do this, and both the FX6 and the FX9 have to do this over SDI, and you'll need the 12G SDI module on the Ninja V Plus. So I suppose that'll be a topic for next week. So that's like the territory we are venturing into with the Atomos Ninja V Plus. 8K video recording up to 30p and 4K up to 120 FPS, all in ProRes RAW. But more asterisks again, those 8K modes, the R5 and R5C are the only supported cameras for that, and the 4K at 120 FPS modes, it's just a couple of Z cams and the FX6 and FX9 that are supported right now, so kind of select. So like, yeah, the specs are there on the monitor and on the cameras and stuff, but don't go expecting everything to work perfectly just because all of those specs on paper are aligned. Your camera might take 4K 120 FPS, but can it output that over its video outputs? Or your camera can shoot 8K, but it's not currently supported on the Ninja V Plus, just yet anyways. A lot of this stuff is subject to change with new licensing being rolled out, new deals being slapped down on the table, checks being signed, that sort of thing. So don't get too discouraged. And again, keep an eye out for next week's video where we go over a lot of these accessories and we might uncover something useful there when it comes to recording modes and compatibility. But back to this kit though, I did say I wanted to mention a couple of the accessories that we kit out with the Ninja V Plus, so here we go. Everything here is basically the exact same as our Ninja V kit, but with some small yet very useful changes. Every DC connection in this kit now has the locking collar on it, which is awesome. Before, it was just the DC power block that could lock onto the battery adapter, and the D-tap to DC was just a flat pin, and that was the one that needed the locking feature way more out of these two. In the Ninja V Plus kit, that D-tap to DC also comes with the locking collar. The one thing that doesn't lock actually is the battery charger, but that's fine. And one more accessory update that is low-key a pretty huge deal. This SSD reader now has a USB-C 3.1 connection, which is going to blow the already pretty fast USB 3.0 Type A reader from the previous kit out of the water in terms of offload speed. On paper, this difference should be about 10 times faster than the other SSD reader, but they always boil down to being like way less. So I would actually expect this to be like 4 to 5 times faster, but that is still absolutely huge if you're talking about transferring 2 terabytes of footage over onto a drive. That could realistically be the difference from like 2 hours to like 20 to 30 minutes. And with that, that's pretty much going to do it on this video, overviewing what comes in our Ninja V Plus kit, the monitor itself, and the accessories that we include with it. But don't forget to check out next week's video because that's going to be a bit more of an in-depth talk about these accessories, including this AtomX Cast Stream Deck type thing, the SDI module, the Atomos Connect 4K, and confusingly similarly named, but has nothing to do with it, Atomos Connect. If you have any questions about any of the gear you saw in this video, minus this stuff, just keep those questions for next week if you can. Drop a comment in the comment section below and we'll start a discussion. And this also applies if I glaringly missed anything in this video. Please let me know in the comment section so I can continue to improve. If you happen to like this video, you have excellent taste. You can remind yourself that you have excellent taste by hitting that little thumbs up button down by the description. And also, while you're down there, Consider subscribing if you haven't already. We are barreling towards that 100,000 subscriber milestone, which would be super, super huge for us. Thank you to everyone who has already subscribed. If you're not, just pop it, why don't you? And once you are subscribed, you can hit that little bell button that's next to the subscribe button, and that will keep you in the loop whenever we post new content. So people, don't be afraid to reach out to an external source for help every so often. And we'll see you in the next one.